Hello everyone, today I'm going to be showing you my Project Zero. This is my website. So if you go home, this is basically a fan website of Chelsea FC, which is a soccer team that competes in the English Premier League. As you can see here, I have utilized Bootstrap's grid model up here and down here. There's a form here, you can enter your favorite player. Let's say it's Antonio Rudiger, Schmidt. There's also using Bootstrap's alert component. There's some alerts, Chelsea newsfeed, both good and bad. Okay, then you can go to Premier League table, and I'll show you guys the code behind this in a little bit. This is pretty much showing the current Premier League table, which is the league that Chelsea competes in. It shows the some like little highlights and stuff in different colors and weights for the relegation zone and Champions League and Europa League qualification, and then blue is Chelsea, just as different like leagues that they can go into next year. And then as you scroll over, it highlights each different box, which is kind of nice. And then you go into current roster. This is using the flex box. Inside each box, it's using Bootstrap's card component. It's called a card, and where you can put a picture and then the words beneath it. And this is all of Chelsea's current roster. The nice thing about this flex box is that as you move it smaller, it goes smaller and like goes onto the next row, so it's more adaptive. And then you can also just go to the bottom and go to the top. It's just a little easier access. Then you can use go to trophy cabinet. Here's a nice list of just all the Chelsea's trophies and using Bootstrap's grid model again. And then lastly, you can go to other information. Here is just some other information. Again, this is using Bootstrap's grid component. And the nice thing about this also is that this is using Bootstrap and makes it more adaptive. So as you go bigger, it goes this, and then as you go smaller and smaller, it shrinks to this, and then if you go even smaller, shrinks even more, and then eventually it goes to this whole different format, which is really nice using that Bootstrap model. You can also, and just shows the stadium, head coach, other fun facts, and the all-time leading goal scorers with some lists, unordered and ordered lists, and things like that. Another cool element of this website is that with all the titles on all of the pages, when you shrink it, here, I'll go to home because it's the best. It's going to show it the best. See, when you shrink it, the font is smaller, but then when you expand it, and see right there, the font gets a little bigger, which is nice. It just makes it more adaptive using that media query. So now I'll show you the code behind this. Here's the code. So you can go home to index.html. This is the index. Here's the form. And just in, like the news and using Bootstrap. Here's the different style sheets that are linked. And it's page 2. This is the Premier League table with all the table. Page 3, here's all the Flexbox stuff with using the Bootstraps, as you can see here, card body. And page 4 is the trophy cabinet. So this is the list. This one's fairly simple, but it's using Bootstrap's grid model again. Page 5. Here's all the information, and it's using, as you can see here in Bootstrap, using column large. When it's large, it takes three columns, and then when it's smaller, it takes 6 columns. It just makes it more adaptive using that Bootstrap model. And then there's also the style sheet. So here's the regular style sheet with just CSS. You have the media query up here to make the title get smaller as the screen gets smaller. You have some ID or some classes, and then you can also go into the SAS sheet, which is pretty much, this is the SCS version, and this is the CSS version that was compiled. So if you go to the SCS version, here's some IDs. Here's also a variable, an example of inheritance, and if you go down here, there's an example of nesting, which is this is in the page 5. Like in the ID of other info, there's all of these different specifications, and as you can see here, there's many different attributes and selectors, attributes and selectors of this CSS and SCSS. And yeah, there you go. That's my website, and that's pretty much the whole website and the code behind it. Thank you.